Happy Thursday from San Francisco. I'm Do-Hee and I'm here today with Alejandro.
Hello.
We're going to be diving into Adobe XD today, and this is day 2 of a 2-day segment. So after this, if you guys haven't watched day 1 and you want to check it out, it's going to be on the live channel. So Alejandro, oh yeah, for anyone in the chat, let us know where you're tuning in from. We always want to know. Where are we today?
We are in San Francisco.
Yes, we're in San Francisco.
That sound like a trick question.
No.
It's like, what?
We're actually not. No, yeah, we're in San Francisco. It's a very hot day here today, unusually hot. But yeah, today we're going to be diving back into day 2 of designs. Alejandro's been working on a cookie delivery website, bakery/delivery website.
Yeah, in-store bakery/delivery local pickup.
Yeah, everyone wants everything, right? Yeah. And yesterday we spent some time doing wires, and today we're going to be going into visual designs and how Alejandro would use responsive design to design for multiple screens, since that is the nature of the web. But Alejandro, I'll let you introduce yourself and give a little background on what we're working on.
Yeah, so my name's Alejandro, in case you didn't catch me yesterday, but you can call me Alex, everyone does. And so a little about me, I'm a product designer, UX visual designer as well. You can find me at these links. No, I can never, there it goes.
I don't know why I'm moving out of the way, I'm not even on the screen.
Yeah, so there it goes. You can find me Instagram, that's my portfolio, and my Behance page as well. So, among other things, on top of being a product designer, these are some of the things I really enjoy. I think we spoke a little bit about Avatar: The Last Airbender yesterday. But a lot of other things. I love singing the Hamilton soundtrack.
Yes.
In the
We're
morning.
just talking about how Alejandro sings in the shower every morning to like warm up his voice, which I think is awesome, and just taking the air and moisture.
And it's also just fun.
Yes.
I would love to know what songs people sing when they're like in the shower or like in the car commute. Hopefully not on the bus, but you never know.
Hey, people sing on the bus here.
Yeah, they do. So as Do-Hee was saying, our goal today is to design for multiple screens, from mobile to desktop to tablet. And so for this particular project, we're gonna try to go from desktop to mobile. And the project is a cookie shop, one that delivers and provides local pickup. And yeah, so it'll be fun. Day 1, we did the low fidelity stuff. So we showed you the process going from the sketches to a lo-fi wireframe on Adobe XD. And by low fidelity, I mean a very plain gray, black and white grayscale kind of layout of what we're going to be adding visuals on top to have an idea of whether the layout will work.
Yep.
I feel the single player gamer one. Yes.
What's that?
Well, just things like God of War and like single player.
That's
Sorry, that Voodoo Doll was saying. And so before I even got started on the wireframes, I did a bit of a user flow to have an idea about what our end goal is and what the user wants to get out of it. So things that we have to think about during the process of designing. And in addition, I did some comparative and competitive analysis as well. I looked at other apps or websites that might be, to get an inspiration idea of what people are used to.
Yep, kind of like common patterns. User flows. Since I think we talked a lot about like you don't necessarily need to reinvent the wheel every single time, and if there's a good common flow that you think can be incorporated into your project and meets the objective of your project, there's a lot of learnings out there for sure. Yeah,
there's so much, and yeah, if you add something that people aren't quite used to, it very much stops people in the track sometimes.
For sure.
And we're going out from the wireframe sketches is what I initially came up with. And then we went ahead and took these, bring it up, and created our basic wireframes. And we added a few visuals on top.
Yeah, so this is what we did yesterday. I also learned Alex does not like working on the footer, but he has told me he is going to work on the footer today.
I will work on the footer today.
And before we jump in, I do want to mention just kind of like looking at our time on live today. In about like 10, 15 minutes, no, This is the first half hour. So in about half an hour, we're going to be doing chat and wins. So stick around. There will be a prize for those of you in the chat. And then the last half hour together, we do our favorite, portfolio reviews. So if you guys want your portfolio reviewed by me and Alex and just general feedback, you can put it in the, if you look in the chat, I'm pointing, but you guys can't see where I'm pointing. There's a little portfolio review tab on the live chat, and you can submit there's some instructions for submission. Oh yeah, right here. Oh, can you see that? I think if you click in, yes, it tells you can use this form to submit your portfolio, and we will, the Behance gods will choose 2 portfolios that we'll review. So drop your link there, and we look forward to seeing your work. I love looking at everyone else's portfolios, so.
It's really, really interesting.
We're very excited.
Get a lot of inspiration from them too. I love what Amanda said, that the footer is the end boss, and I 100% agree with that.
Really? Oh my gosh. I think it's like, I was telling Alex, I think the footer is like opportunity for having fun. Like, I don't know, just put in some brand spirit.
I mean, I agree. I agree. I wish I had come up with a logo to really make it flow.
Yeah, like a seal or like an icon or something. Yeah.
I'm not, like, what would be I don't know what the icon would be for this cookie thing, but we'll see. Okay, so getting back into it, so let's start adding visuals to the wireframes.
Do you want to share some of your mood boarding and early stuff too, and the keywords? We went over this a little bit yesterday, but since today we're going to be focusing on visuals, and if you guys weren't here yesterday, I think it'd be a good recap.
I 100% agree. So what I wanted to do before going in and adding visuals, I wanted to have an idea what I was going to go for, what some of those feelings you want to invoke for the user who comes into the website. So for me, cookies were always kind of fun and happy, good memories, a varied amount of textures for the actual cookies, but also something you would do when you're younger with like maybe a parent or a fond memory. So things like that. Also, what goes with those cookies?
Yeah.
Milk, chocolate.
All the good stuff.
All the good holidays, fall, even. So try to bring all those things together into a website.
Yeah. And so for you, kind of like overall, like positive, warm.
Positive, warm, yeah. If you're coming in to try to purchase a cookie, I'm definitely not gonna try to invoke negative things.
Oh, maybe it's like crazy party, but you're going for like
crazy party
I don't know. So overall, these are kind of some keywords. I'm a super like word related person as well.
Me too.
So I think whatever works for you to kind of anchor your design. But if it's words, then start with words.
Yeah, and so like for us too, it's words. I'm not sure what it is for everybody else in the chat. I would love for you guys to chime in and what works for you guys.
Yeah.
And so moving on, I have an inspiration board. And I just look around and go on Google Images. I type in some of these words in association with these things or the product I'll be designing, and I just pull as much as I can that I see what might get me to that visual that I want.
Like you're like pulled to something. Yeah.
Pulled onto something to hold on to and just give a basic idea of what I'm going to aim for. A lot of it too is when you're designing on the actual wireframes, you're also feeling it out.
Yeah, for sure.
And designs changes all the time.
I feel like I never quite know. Like some designers put a lot of emphasis on like mood boarding, which I think is good, but at least for me too, like I need a little bit of flexibility. Like this is kind of like a starting point, but this isn't to say like this is exactly what we're gonna go for. Like let's explore and see where this takes us.
Absolutely. So this is just a thing to get my ideas flowing. Including these words. I mean, having a 1950s to 60s SKU design look is a good starting point, but I don't have to adhere to that.
Yeah.
Unless the client is very much saying, I want this, and work with it.
And you'll get feedback, and you probably had like conversations with them before, so you know to what extent there's like room for play versus like here are very strict guidelines. Because some clients do come with very strict brand guidelines, and it's not our job to like reinvent every time we're redesigning a page.
Yeah, definitely work within those confines, but Also, you'll be reiterating these ideas as well.
For sure.
So, going on from there, this is my quick little logo. Rise
Cute.
and Shine.
Rise and Shine Bakery.
Rise and Shine Bakery. The most metal cookies, according to Voodoovel.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. We could like go for like a metal party vibe. No, but that's not what we're going for today.
Yeah, not today.
No, not today.
Maybe for a seasonal cookie.
Yeah. I like that.
For Halloween, on Halloween,
Yeah.
the most metal
Like
cookie.
a rock star cookie or ghoul cookie. Anyway, okay.
Anyways, for the design style ideas, these are some of the colors I thought might work, as well as types. I found all of these on Adobe Fonts, which I absolutely love to use because you can go in there, type in what you're kind of looking for, filter things out, and then just activate them, and they come straight into your Adobe Creative Cloud. It saves so much time from having to download the files, add them to your computer system, and then wait for it to update onto everything else.
Yeah. No, it's so nice because, I mean, we mentioned this yesterday, but like you get access to so many fonts without needing to license them until like you use them for whatever you're going to use them for. So like before Adobe Fonts, I think like if there was a font I wanted, I needed to go like buy it or like get a trial or like something, but you get access to so many awesome fonts from the top foundries, and you can really try them out in your design and show them to clients, show them to teammates before being like, cool, like let's go purchase these for the project. Yeah,
you save so much time and money doing that. And these are ones I really enjoyed. We could probably try to find others as well. And one thing I really like about Adobe XD are the assets that I could set up. And you just add them to your assets panel, and if you were to go to any of these types and you want to change it to this, it does it automatically.
Yeah,
it's so great.
So you have your styles all there.
I have all my styles here. Just click on them, and it just changes everything you want it to. So let's get started. Let's go ahead and move over that logo.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
In terms of when you're choosing fonts like this, is there kind of like a rule or like a kind of mix you look for, or do you kind of go by feel? Like, do you, there's no right answer, obviously, but like, how do you kind of go about looking for your fonts for a project or curating fonts for a project?
So what I like to do is actually go and when I'm hunting for those fonts, I see I'm on Adobe Fonts.
Yeah.
I try to put a word that would be associated with that. So for something like cookies, when I went and looked for those fonts, I typed in sweet and crispy or sweet and crunchy.
Interesting, yeah.
And then looked at what fonts really convey that well.
Yeah.
And had those be in association because I feel that those are the things that are going to help spark that emotional feel that you're trying to go for.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some fonts that just don't work as well.
Right.
For that, if I were to put Sweet and Tasty on, let's say, Open Sans, it looks okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Open Sans
that.
gets so much hate. I like Open Sans.
I like
it
Open
too.
Sans.
I don't know
it's
why
just it's very tailored to certain things.
It's very what do you say? Like non-objectionable. Like
it's very neutral.
Yeah, neutral dude.
If beige was a typeface, it would be Open Sans.
Yes, yes. Which is good sometimes.
It is. You're not trying to state anything. It's just a body.
I think there's a common designer meme where clients go, how about we put it in Open Sans? And it's like the designers are like, oh my God, Open Sans again.
Yeah.
But so you're looking for something that conveys that personality or feeling or mood for you.
Mm-hmm. I think Janice had a good point too. Some of these problems for the webs if you use fonts that aren't on Adobe on the Navigator render. I mean, that's one of the things you work with a developer with and try to find a middle point for some of these fonts as well.
For sure.
So.
And what I like to do too is like if I know I'm using a font that could be a little tricky or I haven't used before on a project, I'll usually purchase the font pretty early on and ask the developer if I'm working with them to like test it early on. So, and again, I haven't run into this issue with Adobe Fonts, but when I've worked with other foundries, like sometimes the web font files that they give you sometimes could be corrupted. Just test early on, make sure that font works, that there's not a difference between the version they're showing like in the previews versus the files you're actually getting. Sometimes there are, and there is nothing we can do about that, and there's just last minute like changes in the fonts. I've definitely run into that. But yeah, I've just learned to try to test fonts early on in the project before you get too far down the rabbit hole, which is usually what happens if you wait till like launch time to test the fonts.
So now what I'm doing is just trying to differentiate what page I'm on by adding an underlined score.
Cool. Like what do you call that? Like a active, not an active state, but
it's, I don't remember the name,
yeah,
but it's just a
yesterday too.
Navigator indicator.
Yep, indicator.
And here I just kind of change these sizes to a branded grotesque 36 point. Julie, make sure they know where the menu is at.
Nice.
I'm gonna change this card to a symbol or an icon. Let's use one of these.
Nice. So what are you using?
This is icons and symbols for plugin for Adobe XD, and you could type in whatever you're looking for.
Awesome. And yeah, if you guys are new to XD, something awesome about XD is there's I was gonna say crap ton. I don't know how I'm allowed to say that.
There's a
lot of
stuff.
useful plugins that you can access directly through the app, and they're getting updated all the time. And things like this, where there's like access to icons, like images, stock images, even copy. So it really helps speed up your design flow, especially like. I mean, you're a great illustrator, but I'm a terrible illustrator, so I can't like make my own icons.
Icons are a different beast for me.
Yeah, icons
They're so hard.
You gotta be like simple but clear.
Oh yeah, they have to be incredibly simple. You build it out, strip everything you can from it, and just have the essence that you're trying to convey.
Scale well.
It has to scale well.
Yeah.
Which is not easy.
It's not easy. It looks simple, but it makes sometimes simple is the hardest thing, right?
Yes.
So Alex has just pulled the cart icon from the
cart icon.
Icons and Symbols plugin. So if you guys want to play with that, I think that's a fun one too.
I think that works. I think it's a little off. Let's go through our grid real quick. All these are off. So I'm going to go ahead and just space these out a little better.
Sometimes you just gotta.
Sometimes you just gotta
go in and do it manually.
And just do it manually. It doesn't always do it the way you want it to.
Looking good.
How can you add new fonts to XD? Just go into type in Adobe Fonts onto Google. You should be able to find it, and then just hit Activate Fonts.
Yeah, so it depends. Like, I mean, there's two ways, right? I mean, like, if you're using Adobe Fonts, then it syncs automatically. So if you're in Adobe Fonts and you click Activate Font, if you're signed in with the same account on your computer through Creative Cloud, it like syncs automatically. You don't need to do anything after that. Now, if you've like purchased fonts or downloaded fonts elsewhere and they're on your system, then you add them to your, however you add fonts to your system. I think it depends if you're on Windows or Mac or. I haven't used Windows in a long time, but you'll install it into your.
Should be similar.
Yeah, and then it will show up pretty much automatically on XD as well. You might need to. Sometimes I have to restart the program to see new fonts on there.
Yeah, so I think Adobe's been pretty good with it just updating without having to restart it.
Yeah, agreed.
Pretty happy about that, but once in a while you do have to restart it. I'm gonna change this over to maybe a Mighty Slab. Let's make it match that title. At a 48 point.
Nice.
How does that look?
Looks fun. I love this font.
I love this font. It's so
fun and sweet. Yeah, it is. It's very sweet.
Now I want to add some photos here. And what I did last time was use a repeat grid. So let me just show you that for those who didn't catch it the first time. What I did was create this card, hit repeat grid, and it just built it out for me.
Awesome.
So I don't have to do Command C and paste all the time, or drag. There we go. And let's add some photos. Let's not do that. There we are.
Nice. So Alex got some photos off of Adobe stock, just to use for this design. And then, yeah, another great thing is when you have them into your Creative Cloud library like that, you can just automatically access it.
Yeah.
So you need to go hunt for them in, I don't know, God knows where in the computer on your system.
Oh, yeah.
It looks great.
My normal desktop is a mess.
Oh my God. I can't, you have the brownie on there again.
I did. I already got the brownie. It's going to be there. They also sell brownies.
They also sell brownies, but a brownie is not a cookie.
I think, we have come to the conclusion that a brownie is not a cookie. Unless it's a cookie brownie. It's shaped like a cookie.
Okay, yeah, I've seen cookie brownies, yes, but the texture is different.
The texture is technically different.
I was like, what is that? What do I see on your screen?
Hold on. This one didn't.
And if you guys saw, the great thing about the repeat grid too, and I feel like I talk about repeat grid a lot, is when you drop in a group of images into that group, it like automatically spreads the images out, so you didn't need to like go into one image hole and like put one in. You can do it really quickly by just dragging your whole set in. And then you can still go in individually and then adjust like Alex is doing now if you want to finesse things a little bit. But it just makes things so much faster.
All right, we're gonna fix this one. Whoa. So
that brownie is really trying to
that brownie does not want it does. It's like it wants to dominate the rest of the.
It hears us talking about it.
Okay, so I gotta fix this for some odd reason.
Taji says, "I'm gonna start dropping the brownies or cookies line in front of on people just to see how to like, mess with them." Yeah, don't do it, guys.
I have a friend who's who loves to cook and bake, and she definitely made sure to mention to me that cookies are not brownies.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe it's like a good icebreaker. You're like, hello, strangers.
To get to know a person?
Yeah. Like, which side of the fence are you on?
This is giving me trouble. Let's see.
Oh, yeah, just to fill that one in?
Just to fill this one in.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It didn't. Yeah, I saw you try it. It didn't.
Yeah, it gave me the Adobe stock thing, but it works.
We got it. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you just gotta mess with things.
You just gotta. Yeah. Once in a while, you just gotta mess with them individually.
Yeah.
All right, so let's remove these borders.
So this is the page this is the home page. So kind of showing like customer favorites, like maybe some like the popular cookie styles that might grab your attention right away. We're kind of assuming that like most people coming to the site, they probably want some of these cookies.
Yeah.
But then Alex has also this separate page, which he'll get to after, where you can see all the cookie varieties.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and change these titles. Let's do Oswald.
Cute.
I dig that. I don't know, what do you think?
I like it. I like it more than the Brandon Grotesque.
Should we change this? Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, no, that one. It's giving it some.
What's great, too, is if this was still back in the repeat grid, you can change it on
once,
one.
Yeah.
And it goes to
You took it out of the repeat grid?
I took it out of the repeat grid because of the brownie. The brownie kept giving me trouble. It wouldn't change. But it still works. Is that a sugar cookie?
Yeah, that looks like a sugar cookie.
Okay.
Wait, what's the one next to it, though? Oh, sorry.
I think that's a ginger snap. Is it?
I feel like ginger snap's like a dark.
Those look like the ones you get on the tin for Christmas.
Like a butter cookie?
Maybe it is a butter cookie.
Yeah, I mean, this one, let's just call that's like a sugar cookie. And
sugar
a butter
cookie, let's go.
I don't know if you disagree with our cookie classifications.
This looks like a wedding cookie.
I think that's like I was gonna say shortbread cookie, but I have no idea. I'm not a cookie expert. You can call it wedding cookie. Let's just call it wedding cookie. Oh, that one's still Brandon Grotesque too.
Oh, this one is? Yeah.
Voodoo Val says they love butter cookies. God, yeah, those tins are dangerous. Brownie bars.
I know I was gonna get someone's gonna mention chocolate chip. And I have no idea what these are called. I know.
Oh yeah. I've certainly.
There is a name for these. I just don't know what it is.
Shortbread one. I don't know. Like a. Some people I've seen them call like thumbprint. Well, I don't know what those are called.
Yeah,
cookies.
Alexander, I'm with. There's always
See, this is
a struggle
thumbprint
for
cookies.
editing images into frame. Oh, what's it called?
But I don't know. This is thumbprint cookies, but I don't know if that's right.
Let's go with it.
Okay. That's kind of what I've seen when there's like a hole in the middle like that, but these are like fancy thumbprint cookies because they're heart prints.
Let's also make these.
Jam cookies?
You think they're called jam cookies?
I don't know. I'm looking. Linzer cookies?
Is that what they're called?
That sounds right to me.
Wait, why does Linzer cookie sound right?
I don't know because it sounds like fancy.
Linzer cookies sound fancy.
Is it not? Maybe not. Maybe not.
These
Guys,
particular cookies, you have to
we need help.
pinky up every time you eat one of these.
Right? Don't they look fancy?
They do look pretty fancy.
Yeah.
They look like you should probably enjoy them with some tea.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah. K Cervantes is Linzer.
It is Linzer. Cervantes knows his cookies.
Yeah, you know your
or her
cookies.
cookies.
Yes.
Person's cookies. I don't know.
Yeah.
So let's make this button, let's make it look like an action item. So let's make it blue.
Cool.
And let's make these white. How's that look? Cool. And let's remove this border. I do not like it. Yeah, so I think that's pretty good for now. Let's remove this. And let's add in a shadow.
So it feels kind of like a card.
Yeah,
for
it kind of
each-
feels like a card. And I'm doing this
cookie.
because I want people, I want this to make an easy transition from web to mobile. And a lot of times when you're on mobile, they have cards. So you can probably maybe do a carousel.
Yeah. So you're kind of thinking ahead.
So I'm trying to think ahead of how to make this, make a seamless transition from desktop to mobile.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we always have to, sometimes like I feel like I make choices in desktop design where I'm like, crap, like how am I gonna now like translate this? So it's like very smart to think ahead and yeah, just do things that will help your future self. So while Alex is working on this, we've got about 2 minutes until Chat and Win.
flies.
I know, I'm like, where'd the first half hour go?
I don't know.
So stick around for Chat and Win. What do we want people to go crazy with in Chat and Win?
Yeah, yesterday we did cookies. Maybe we should,
What do you
Switch
want
it
to
up.
drink with a cookie? But isn't everyone going to say milk?
everyone's gonna say milk.
Okay.
Unless someone's gonna throw a curveball and say bourbon or something. Which I
Go hard.
don't know.
How about like
That's metal.
favorite dessert that's not a cookie?
Yeah, let's go with that. What's
Okay.
your favorite dessert that's not a cookie?
So you guys keep that in mind of what's your favorite dessert that's not a cookie. And when we go into Chat and Win, you gotta let us know. And then again, the Behance gods will pick a winner. We don't pick the winner, by the way. We have
Behance
no
gods.
idea.
Okay, I'm just gonna move this over.
And I was like, I wish it was still
I did too.
an asset. I was gonna say component. Or a component? Maybe you can just, no.
You know
but
what
then
I'm
you
gonna
might
do?
have to go in and edit all that.
I'm gonna go ahead and do this.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I know I'm doing it,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna do repeat grid.
Okay.
And then
I see, because you've already styled it.
I've
now.
already styled it now.
Yep, it's gonna be faster
It's
than
gonna be
going
so
in and
much
doing
faster.
it.
Let's
Yeah.
try doing this.
Ooh, Marissa says worst drink with cookies. Oh, what's the worst drink with cookies? I don't think I could do like. Oh, you're not gonna like this. I don't think I could do like a hot chocolate with a cookie because I think it's
That's
too
a
sweet.
lot. That's overwhelming.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that
or like
one.
yeah, like something too sweet on sweet. Is it not working again?
No, let's try.
I wonder why not.
I'm not sure. It's very interesting. Let's skip the brownie and let's just add them in. Let's see. There
There we go. They don't. It just doesn't like the brownie.
It just does not like the brownie.
Why? That's weird.
There.
All right.
That's a much quicker fix. This is why I love repeat grid. It just makes it so much easier than having to edit every single button.
Yeah, we were like struggling with each button.
Jack said orange juice is one of the worst.
What? There's a lot of orange juice. Oh man. All right, but yes, we're going to Chat and Win. So let us know in the chat what your favorite dessert is. That's not a cookie.
That is, yes, favorite dessert that's not a cookie. I forgot what this was called.
Whoa, So, okay, we're seeing brownie.
Look.
Okay, this brownie is
This brownie thing really made waves.
tiramisu. I love tiramisu. What's your favorite non-cookie dessert?
I'm gonna say a creme brulee.
Oh, that's good. I didn't know what to say, but now
I love
Amanda
that
says
cheesy.
tiramisu.
That tiramisus
I
are really good.
love tiramisu. It's like if I see it on the menu, I have to order it.
Gelato is a good one. Chocolate lava cake.
Oh, that's good. Sushi, Eric. How's sushi a dessert? But
Well, there could be sushi desserts.
I could be down with sushi for dessert. Pie, lemon bars, yum. Oh man, why do we do this to ourselves again? We're gonna get hungry.
I had a
Again.
cookie this morning, so I think I'm
You're
good.
good. You're good. I haven't had a cookie.
Is mayonnaise a dessert?
No, mayonnaise is not. No.
I mean, are there dishes that require mayonnaise?
For
They're
dessert?
Hey, man, it's a crazy world out there. You never know.
I could. It doesn't seem like too far-fetched. I would say no, but what? I'm open. I'm open to a mayonnaise dessert. Ice cream, dessert sushi, sometimes says JK. Oh, and we have Syed as our winner.
There he goes. Congrats.
Thank you and congratulations. You win 100 free stickers, 3x3 stickers from Sticker Mule. So yes, again, the Behance gods will contact you on how to redeem your prize. And everyone else in the chat, you guys have 10 stickers for $1. So we were just saying, like, it's a great, maybe like a holiday gift. Holidays are coming up, maybe for your coworkers or friends. So you guys can go up here to use this link to redeem your offer and go crazy with the stickers.
Marissa said cake can have a mayo in it to make it moist.
Really?
I'm not a baker, so I cannot dispute her
Wow.
on whether or not that's
I
true.
like mayo a lot, but I don't know
Do
about
you?
it. Yeah, I love it. It's kind of a, it's kind of a problem.
It's a problem.
It's a problem. I just I like it on everything. Like, over, like, okay,
What's the
like,
most odd thing you put it on?
I don't know if there's an odd thing I put on. I put on like sandwiches. That's pretty normal,
That's normal.
right? Like sometimes I'll dip it like fried chicken.
Some people don't. Wait, what?
Yeah, you know how Japanese fried chicken? You have it
Oh,
with the
yeah,
mayo?
like karaage.
Yeah, so I would like that.
Butchered that word, but yeah.
So that's about it.
Let's make this a certain color. What color should we make this? This
The
button.
primary button.
So here I have white because it's on a pink background. So
Maybe the
blue too to match
yeah.
the.
Do you think though the text would be hard to see? So my one concern with the add to cart buttons is that it's like pretty low contrast. The plus button,
Should we try doing yellow?
you think it'll show up better?
And then I can make the.
Like black or something,
Yeah.
or the brown, or maybe the brown on the
It's pretty high contrast.
yeah. It's up to you. It is your.
All right.
design.
Well then, let's make it yellow.
Okay, cool.
High contrast, easy to see,
Yeah.
and you know what
I like
actions
your
to
blue
take.
too, though. You know,
I
now
did too.
I'm like,
Let's try.
yeah, maybe try the black on the blue.
Let's try. Yeah, exactly. Let's try that.
I think that's better.
I think that works.
That's really cute.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's make this black. Cool. So we have our. I'm not sure about this color up here. Let's make that brown,
Yeah.
like chocolate. Okay.
And it matches your titling too.
And it matches the
Yeah.
titling. We want a consistent theme going through the entire design.
Yes, agree.
I feel you, girl, with mayo and French fries.
Oh, I would do mayo and French fries too.
It always reminds me of that scene from Pulp Fiction.
See, you're really good with these pop culture references. I don't.
I
remember
watch a lot of
anything.
TV
I
and
don't remember
movies. It's just-
anything.
I wish I remember something more useful.
That is very useful.
Yeah, let's go with that. I feel better saying that. Whoa, this cookie came out of nowhere. That's what it
A
is.
lot of cookies.
They're just gonna be popping. There it goes.
Must have dragged it on there.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
So now what's
Cool.
the next section?
So next section, we're gonna go with the about, rise and shine, because I feel it is important for you to convey who's running it and establish trust if you're gonna be purchasing food from
Yeah.
a vendor. So let's see, maybe add a portrait of someone there. I have this person,
You want to make it feel like human,
Yeah, you wanna have
relatable, and friendly.
a personal connection. You're not gonna have a personal connection,
Yeah.
but see somebody, and it
Yeah.
helps really establish that when you're doing it.
You're
when
like,
you're-
I'm a real company.
Yeah, I'm not just a company, I'm a face.
Yeah.
And you can come in and see me sometimes. Let's move these.
Do you have a name for this guy?
No. Let's ask chat to come up with it. Do you have a name for this guy?
I don't know. He looks like a Fred to me.
A
but
Fred?
I didn't. That's just.
Let's go with Fred then.
Probably.
Unless chat has something better.
Yeah, if you guys know what his name is.
And for this in the background, I'm thinking a bit of a texture pattern because here kind of reminds me of these white tiles. I kind of really like this.
Ooh, like in the bakery?
Yeah, in the bakery. It has like a nice timeless feel to it.
I like that.
So let's try that. And I love these drag and drop features.
So you're like, how can I evoke maybe the bakery?
Yeah, how can I evoke?
Online.
Exactly. How do I show them a little bit of a snippet without just showing them a photo of what it looks like?
Yep.
How do I get that feeling of the bakery onto the design itself? Cool. And here, let's make that bigger. 16 type is normally pretty standard.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And I'm thinking of making this the same as the other titles.
Nice.
It's gonna be about right and shine. I love this font. It's easy enough to read.
Yeah.
So it's not difficult to see what you're trying to.
And you're not setting long things in that font. Like you're just doing the key titles.
I would never do this in a paragraph. I would not
Yeah.
make this here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's try it real quick just to see.
All right.
That's overwhelming.
Yeah. It's hard to read.
Like a cookie in moderation.
Yes. In moderation.
Except
Everything
for
in
this person
moderation.
who's ordering 500 cookies.
Right. You know, that's his job. That's what we decided, right? He's
Oh, yeah,
ordering for like a
he's
company.
doing it for a job. He's not doing it for himself.
Starting
Hopefully.
to come together.
Yeah, so it's starting to come together. So now we have this About Me page. Let me move this border. I'm not sure if I should maybe expand this.
Play with it.
Play with it a little bit. How that looks. I think the one thing I'm worried about is this white box isn't enough of a contrast behind this tile. But we already have a pink background for this. So I don't want to add too much. We could play with it.
Try it, yeah.
And this is what I mean by you're also feeling a lot of the stuff.
Oh, for sure. I've never gone into design and I'm like, oh, bing, bang, bang, like done.
Oh, yeah,
like,
no.
It's like constantly I'm like,
And then there's like the pixel perfection stuff as well going into it. But I don't want to bore people too much going to the pixels. But it is an important aspect of it.
It's cleaning things.
Cleaning
it's just
things
the
up.
polish.
Yeah.
For sure.
So much of the time goes into the polish.
Yep.
All right, I think that looks pretty good for now.
Yeah. Nice, nice.
Do not like that border. And let's go on to the place. Let's see how
Like the location overview.
The location overview.
Yeah.
Now a lot of these bakeries don't have the map itself on it because they're located in one area and then they add directions to it from what I've noticed. So I'm gonna instead do here. Initially my sketches did have a map. Let me see if I can find it.
Like one of those like map screenshots.
Map screenshots. But then I did a bit more research and I found that, like as I was saying earlier, they have a lot of photos of the actual shop.
Which makes sense, maybe. Like making it more inviting, especially if you want people to come in, like giving them a little preview of that.
So maybe try something like this and add a little photo of what it might look like.
Cool.
I found this one. Let's see how it looks.
Cute, cute.
Yeah.
So giving some like lifestyle imagery.
Yeah, some lifestyle imagery. Make it straightforward that they sell cookies. If the title wasn't apparent enough.
If you didn't know by the time we scrolled to the end of the page that you sell cookies, here we are telling you again.
They make cookies.
Yes, we make cookies.
They make cookies. So let's go ahead and add a title here. Ungroup. Let's make this. I love having these character styles. It makes things so much easier. And now, let's add some icons.
Nice. Are you gonna use the plugin again?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna use a plugin.
Okay, cool. So as Alex is working on this, just a reminder, in about a little less than an hour, we're gonna switch over to portfolio reviews.
It's already...
I know.
Oh, wow.
Time goes by so fast when
Goes
you're
so
online.
quickly.
So if you guys want for us to review your portfolios or a chance to get reviewed, make sure you drop your links through the portfolio review submission link in the chat window, and we will be assigned a couple of portfolios to look at. We're super excited. Again, we will be nice. I know it's always really scary to share your work, especially on live stream, as you know. But I think it's a great way to just get feedback from a fresh set of eyes. I think, if you guys want specific feedback on a specific project or just generally, we'll be doing it all. So drop your links, and we look forward to reviewing your work.
Yeah, I really look forward to seeing what people came up with. It's always so... I feel that when you're building your own portfolio that you can get very focused on what your style is.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's always refreshing to see what other people have done.
Yeah, or you fixate on one thing and think we tend to overthink our work, I think.
All the time.
And it's just nice to get a fresh set of eyes, and maybe they'll find something you never thought of, or maybe this one thing you thought was a problem turns out it's not a problem at all. So I know I always get nervous when people look at my site too. So
all the time.
I'm don't look at my site. But as designers, that's our portfolios are what get us work. I think it's really funny when, I guess I do look at resumes, but I look at resumes for 2 seconds, and then just really to see your portfolio link, and then we'll spend time reviewing portfolios if we're ever hiring. So
that's right. You have a studio.
Yes, we have our studio. Definitely the portfolio is who, unfortunately or fortunately, who we are to the outside world as designers.
Yeah, it's so important, and I personally like seeing is a story being told.
Absolutely.
And what the process is as well. Because what a lot of people are going in to view these, they want to know what your thought process was as you're trying to find a solution. And sometimes you don't find a solution or the solution that you want.
Right.
And you don't
a
tell
happy
them,
ending is not necessarily the goal.
No.
We want to know, it's our job as designers to solve problems. And some problems are harder than others. Some problems don't have a clear answer. And I think, totally up to us to kind of document and communicate that process, the struggle, if you will.
And I'm just going to, I don't like this.
I'm just going to get rid of the cross.
Just going to get rid of it.
Yeah.
What you could do here, because I think this is a Illustrator file.
It's a vector file. Oh yeah, that's the nice thing about XD is everything's in vector form. So if you have vector files, they will preserve the vector files, so you can edit your vectors directly. You can scale vectors back and forth. It's not as clearly not as robust as Illustrator, but you can do some minor vector editing straight on here, which is pretty much good enough for web design, I've found.
It is, because you're just trying to really convey this information, and then maybe go in down the line if you really make the polish of those vector files on Illustrator. I like nice even.
Are you just making sure that all your icons are the same size? Kind of what? Yeah,
kind of. This map one is going to definitely be a little bit bigger.
Yeah, because it's skinnier.
It's skinnier. It's a little elongated.
You gotta kind of eyeball it sometimes.
Yes, definitely. But these two are 50 by 50.
Cool.
And maybe add a background color to this. I love this white, but let's try something.
Sweet. All right, you were showing what were you showing yesterday with the color opacity?
Oh yeah.
Kind of, so
that was pretty cool. Let me try one of these colors, but in a slightly different hue. Let me try this blue.
Yeah, I was thinking, like a lighter version of that or something.
So it's great. There's this thing called Color Scale. It's a plugin on Adobe XD. Oh, Nobird is asking, where do we submit our portfolio? Oh, there he goes.
Yes, you see that link on the upper right-hand side of your chat window. This is portfolio review. So if you click that, there's an instruction there. I think there's a form you have to submit. But yeah, we'll look forward to your portfolio, Norbert.
So this color scale and gives you from to white color, or you could choose a number of other things: complementary color, random color, and black color. And it gives you about 2 to 100. And I'm just going to do 10 for now. There you go.
Nice.
So maybe.
And I think this is a very common technique we use as web or product designers. Like we'll select our main kind of key colors and then provide a few. Is it called a hue? Like I don't even know the technical term, but yeah, like
I think
hues of those.
Why nobody give 1 cup of tea to Alonso? I have coffee, so that helps. And Eric, thank you. I do normally have tea in the morning.
Oh, you do have tea.
I do know. I am switching to be a tea person.
Were you a coffee person before?
I'm definitely more of a coffee person.
Yeah. As we get older.
As we get older.
That's the only thing I can blame. That's how I feel.
Of me aging as we get older.
I cannot have caffeine after 2 p.m. That is hard.
I still do that.
So yeah, kind of choosing a lighter shade.
So I chose a lighter shade, and then I added it to my color assets. I don't name them as much. Some people do. Do you like to name your color assets?
I like naming them.
What would you call this color?
I don't know, like sky, cloud.
Cloud? Cloud works.
That's what I would go with.
So we're running into about 42 minutes till submission. Let's see. I might want to transition this into a mobile design real quick.
Cool.
Just to
before doing the second page. Yeah. Right, because we want to cover the responsive design aspect.
We definitely do. So we're going to move this over. No.
I'd like to call Alex out and saying he still has not done
I'm about to do that. I knew you were going to call me out.
I was like,
I knew you were going to call me out.
You know,
I'll do it right now.
Screaming out at me. It's saying,
this block text. All right, let's figure out a color for this then. Let's do.
Gotta face our fears.
Which designers inspire Alex the most?
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's tough.
That's a tough question. To also think of people on the spot.
Yeah, I know. That's a tough one. One thing, I really love making logos.
Okay. Wow.
And I find the process of designing for them very similar to designing a web. And because there's, what are you trying to convey? What's the brand? What are you trying to invoke? They also have to be really, really simple.
Yeah. Kind of distill it all down into this
Designing
thing.
it black and white and then kind of add color because you never know when they need it black and white. There's this one logo designer, I can never remember his name.
Do you remember his screen name? I can try to find him.
Maybe if you type in famous logo designers.
Famous logo designers?
Actually, I really like, they make that really famous lounge chair. Eames, yeah.
Eames. Oh, sorry. Eames as a designer, you're inspired by.
Yeah, I'm really inspired.
Kind of like the mid-century design.
Very much by mid-century design. Very simple, minimalistic, and very functional.
Cool. Which kind of is also in the era of your cookies too.
Yeah. As you can see, it very much took inspiration from them as well. All right, let's design this footer. Everyone's clamoring for me to do. Let's do that. I don't know where the thing went. All right. Footer, you're already giving me trouble.
It knows.
It knows. I did not enjoy it being last on the design list. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's add a stay in touch.
Like a little newsletter sign up.
Because it's a cookie shop, they're gonna have a lot of seasonal foods.
You're gonna keep in touch with your customers.
And keep in touch with the customers.
And all the latest cookie news.
All the latest cookie news.
Yeah.
With cookie puns and oh man, I would love to know what the chat. Do they have any good cookie puns?
You want to make your XD full screen?
Yes.
Cool. You can also, I learned this when I was on live last time, you can just double tap the top bar twice and it makes it full screen, but it doesn't make it full screen with the annoying
with
green
the little-
thing, because sometimes like I want to like switch between my windows, but still have it full screen. So that's a neat trick that I learned from Paco.
Cool. Thank you, Paco. All right, so stay in touch. Let's grade this out a little bit.
Cool.
There it goes. This border.
Are you thinking of having like a color for the footer? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on the color just
I
yet.
don't know either.
Should we do that pink again?
Yeah, maybe to like bookend. Yeah. Oh, I
There
like
it
that.
goes.
That's cute.
Now let's make this. Let's copy paste. Oh. Turn off responsive.
Resize.
And let's make this a different color. Let's make this. Maybe. Need something a bit more contrast.
You could make. Well, does it look weird in that blue? I was gonna
Let's just
say.
make
Oh
it-
yeah, the
let's just
black.
make
The
it
black
black
is
for
nice.
now.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Ooh, cute.
Oh, you like that?
Yeah. Well, I thought it was. I don't know. I didn't know if it was not intentional. I'm just
Not
watching
intentional,
the screen.
but it's kind of cool.
Only if you want to. Don't.
It's too late. Now we're doing it.
I just had a response. It's kind of weird. I mean, like in a good way, like unexpected.
Delete your cookies. I love that, Norbert. You know what's funny? I was doing a lot of research, and half the things I was trying to find, it would come up as internet cookies instead,
And
not
not the
actual
OG
cookies, not the OG cookies. Match that
I think it's really
style.
fun when there are sometimes, when I like work with clients sometimes, and I'm like, well, you gotta like delete your cookies, and they're like, what? Like they've never heard of that term before, and
really?
they're like, okay, well, that means not actual physical cookies.
Let's try an orange. I think that works pretty well for now. Let's go ahead and. Oh no, let's do stay in touch here.
And then like email
Enter.
address or something. Yeah, enter email.
Copywriting. It's one of the things you just have to do.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard, but unfortunately, the reality of web design sometimes.
And just
A lot of
involves
the
it.
times.
All right. Let's grab this, bring it down. There we go.
Nice.
Let's
Rise
come
and
together.
shine.
Hey, Carol's from Brazil. Cool. Wonder what time it is. Brazil.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I think they might be on Eastern time. I always forget how East Brazil is. Like, I always think it's just like, I don't know, but it's compared to California. You know?
I often forget how far or like what time zones things like New York are.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I always forget about it.
Time zones are very tricky.
So tricky. So home.
So you're kind of creating like a
I'm
secondary
creating
menu.
a secondary menu. Let's make this a little smaller. But I honestly forgot. Okay, home about contact order.
Home about contact order.
About contact order.
So you guys will often see on footers like the secondary navigation or like kind of repeating the navigation from the main nav and additional information
Yeah.
like contact
It
info.
almost acts like a site index as
Yes,
well.
exactly. It's like if you're looking for something specific on the site, you might just go down to the footer to see where that might be.
So make this a slightly smaller font. I think that works there. Oh, I love this. It's so nice. All
The
right,
spacing, yeah.
because I have a short-term memory about contact order. There it is. So they don't have too much yet.
Yep,
There it goes.
nice.
And let's we could keep it actually. And so next would be what else does that footer have?
Sometimes it has like contact info. Oh, well, you just had it though in the thing.
But this footer will be across the
All
entire
of
site,
things,
so let's
yeah.
add that.
So often, yeah, they'll have like their phone number or something.
Let's give them all of this.
So it's 4:54 in Brazil, so they're 1 hour ahead of Eastern U.S. time. Even more east.
We are going to have to go ahead and make these smaller.
Nice.
Oh, so easy. There we are. Species out.
I would like not survive without the spacing
I wouldn't either.
feature.
It would take me 8 hours to do that very front page.
Yep.
It's a godsend.
Very important feature.
Do you normally have music when you're doing work?
Yeah, I'll usually have music or I'll have like TV playing on the background, just like Netflix streaming in the background, even though I'm not watching it because I need
What
like
show?
all kinds of trash shows.
All kinds of trash shows?
I'm into like
Is that like the
crime shows.
Oh, okay.
So I'll watch things like Criminal Minds, like I'll watch. I'm not watching. I just have it on. Or like in college, I would watch like Law and Order SVU, or just have it on in the background. Yeah, it was awesome.
It's such a good show.
And like there's like so many episodes, you don't even need to like worry about missing. You know, like if it's a really good show and there's only like it's a mini series with like 6 episodes, you know, each one really counts. But with like Law and Order, you're like.
They're like one-offs.
Yeah, like, there's like 10,000 of them, and it doesn't really matter if I pay attention or not.
Let's try that.
Do you listen to music while you're...
I do, or podcasts.
Yes. Oh, interesting.
But the thing is, podcasts, I tend to pay attention a bit too much to.
Yeah, I can't work and do podcasts.
It's really hard. There we go, the footer. Design.
You overcame the footer.
I overcame the footer. I've defeated the end boss. So I'm going to go ahead and just group these.
Nice. So you think you're going to do mobile next?
So I'm going to do mobile next.
Cool.
Because time is flying by, and I definitely want to get onto that.
Well, Voodoo Vow says they also love crime. And did you know you can get true crime audio books on Audible that last like 8 hours? Like, that sounds great. I haven't gotten into audiobooks. Are you an audiobooks person?
We know when I used to drive to Palo Alto.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Because I would go during the traffic, like heavy traffic.
Yeah.
So I need something other than just music sometimes,
Yep.
short podcasts. So I did audiobooks. I think I listened to Ender's Game.
Oh, nice.
Did you ever read that book?
I didn't read it, but or might have. I've forgotten.
I read the Ender series. Listened to the Ender series. It was really good. So now what we're gonna do is take this web page and use Adobe's responsive resize to bring it down to an iPhone resolution, which is, I believe, 375 to 812.
Depends on which iPhone.
Depends on which iPhone, because there are so many. We were talking about this yesterday.
Like
there are so many different screens.
Screen sizes. But yeah, that sounds about right.
So it sounds about right.
Yeah.
So.
And again, I think we talked about like there's not like a single mobile size that's like the right one. So again, thinking about like how does your design work, whether it's 320, whether it's 375, whether it's 400. So just pick one, and then that's just supposed to kind of give an idea to usually your developer about like should sort of look like this across
like
different
in terms
mobile
of
devices.
Proportions and percentages, like how far they should be from within the screen.
Yeah.
I like to do or design mostly around. Oh, I just had it. Oh, there is. Like the iPhone XS.
Okay.
I suppose like the Max, because I feel as though most people would primarily have that kind of screen size.
Yeah.
So let's go with that. Let us bring this down. Let me group these. And then group those because they tend to squish. Let's try.
Yeah, I think when you group elements on XD and then you do the responsive resize, it like pays attention to the whole group. So
You turn it on. There it goes. Okay, it won't work unless you turn it on.
Nice.
There we go.
Right, it really keeps them together. So it's a good way to do some initial kind of jiggering.
Yeah, it gets you a lot of the way there.
Yeah.
You still have to do some legwork, but it definitely makes things easier.
Right. I mean, if it did it automatically, we would be out of jobs. So, like, there needs to be some sort of like.
This is the part where you don't tell the client.
Yeah, I know. I have some photographer friends who are like, "Oh man, if my clients knew about like clone, clone stamp
The clone?
tools.
Oh,
They're like, it makes my job so much easier now.
I do use that in photography sometimes, yeah.
Well, I use it a lot, even just I'm not a photographer, but like sometimes you just need to edit images for your web work. And,
Yes.
just Photoshop is a handy, handy beast.
It's so nice.
So what do you how do you
now
approach resizing or going down to a mobile screen? Like do you have any kind of concepts you have going in or rules that you like to follow? Or general approach is?
General approaches for mobile, I try to give them, I try not to overwhelm them with information, make it very straightforward.
Yep.
Because a lot of the times they're on the go and they're only willing to scroll so far down.
For sure.
So I try to find a nice middle ground between what I'm doing on the desktop and what people are looking for on mobile without restricting them.
Yeah.
It's really kind of tough.
A fine balance.
It's a really fine balance. How about yourself?
Yeah, I think that's the hard part, especially if it's a very we always try to keep it simple for mobile, which is easier said than done, I think, because sometimes the brand is either like very elaborate or there's a lot of personality we still want to just elements and details you want to preserve, but still have it translate well on mobile. I think it's about simplification. I know sometimes, for some of my projects, we'll do like a mobile first approach. So we'll design mobile first and then go up to desktop, which has its own challenges as well. But I think that's becoming more and more common too for a lot of designers. Mobile first.
Mobile first, yeah. I think it's a great way to design too.
Yeah. Especially if if you happen to know the kind of how the traffic breaks down on a site you're working on, like you might already know that for Rise and Shine Bakery, 90% of the views are on mobile or 90% of the views are on desktop. Like if you kind of have that overwhelming statistic, then you kind of know which aspect ratio to prioritize. If it looks great on all devices, awesome. Often the reality is, I think there is kind of like a primary intended use, and then we still want to make sure that it looks and works, most importantly, across this multi-device world we're living in.
Yeah, and right now I'm just trying to get these things to work and look okay. It's one of the problems
of a fancy thing like this.
Is that fortunes do get out of whack.
I love the effect you created, though. That was so clever and cute.
Thank you. It's pretty. I love this font.
What is it called? Mighty Slab?
Mighty Slab.
Yep.
There we go.
Nice. Looking good. Looking good.
All right. There we go. Let's bring this down. That is going to be tough to see. Mm-hmm. So in a situation like this, what do you recommend?
You could go inverse on mobile, or sometimes I'll drop the text. If it's not critical to the experience, I'm just get rid of it. Or
yeah, that's how I kind of approach these as well sometimes.
You can make your best call, and then if it's problematic, then you change it. But yeah, the text on image overlay, I think, is hard.
I'm probably going to drop it just because of how difficult it actually is.
Or you say hey, I'm going to keep it, and it's okay if people can't read it that well. If you decide it's not as important.
And you also put a gradient over it as well.
Yes, gradient, that's very common too.
So let's go ahead and add a hamburger menu.
Nice.
What are your thoughts on hamburger menus? I know it's very...
I don't know why it's controversial, because I feel like it's a really common design pattern, and
I feel as though it is too, yeah.
And I know, maybe I'm biased, but I personally don't know anyone who's I've had trouble with it. I feel like we've mayade up this maybe it's not made up, but I don't know, this argument that doesn't need to exist. Or I've seen, there are other ways. If you genuinely think your users are confused, and like you can put like menu. Like I don't know. I don't know
I feel
why.
like people are pretty accustomed to hamburger menus.
It's a very like impassioned topic in design, but I don't know. I don't really get why it is.
I don't either, but apparently.
Yep.
So I added a shopping cart at the very top.
Nice.
To give the people the option of going ahead and just immediately going and clicking on the shopping cart rather than having to go through the menu and dig for it.
Because we want them to buy cookies.
Yes. They definitely, maybe not metal cookies just yet, but.
Yes, not yet.
All right, let's group these and let's separate these up. Better.
Yeah, and I think this is, Alex is demonstrating a really important point. Like, I think menus are probably the thing that kind of like takes on a whole different form on mobile. Often you'll create a custom mobile menu versus trying to like resize things down. So
what is going on?
That's what you're demoing here.
Go to S.
But you guys, if you want just another plug for portfolio review, if you guys want your portfolios reviewed, make sure you submit them soon. I think we will get our assignments soon. So continue. I think we go to the end of the deadline. So I think you have about 20 minutes to submit your portfolios, and we'll look out for them.
Can't wait. So that's 31. Let's do that. 31. Let's bring this up. Ooh.
You could have it just wrap.
Yeah, let's wrap. There we go.
Nice.
And we have 2 here.
All right, these are your cards.
These are my cards, and these have to change a little bit.
How are you thinking?
So I'm thinking of bringing them down. Let's try that.
Yep.
Grid. Only because I always enjoy having one that's unaltered in case I need to go back.
Yes, that's a great tip. In case you guys didn't hear that, just like if you are using a component, like keeping an original version of that in case you decide to scrap this new idea. There have been times where I'm like, oh, let me explore this new idea, and I'm like, oh, let's go back. Just kidding. I have to create it from scratch because I did not. And there's only so many undos, right? Like I don't remember what the cap on undos is.
Have you reached the cap before?
Oh, totally. And like nothing happens anymore, and you're like, oops.
And then like, great, now I have to redo all of the work I just did.
Yeah.
It's really annoying. All right, so I'm adding this sugar cookie here.
Nice. So you're creating a mobile version for this card.
Yes.
Nice.
I can make this a little bigger. There we go.
Cute.
I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's very cute.
All right, let's bring this over.
Nice. I'm gonna repeat grid it.
Absolutely. So do you not feel like redesigning 4? Let's do 4. And there we go. So I wonder why it's not showing. All right, well, we definitely want the spacing on this to be a little bit better because you want to show that they could scroll.
I see. So you're gonna make it like a carousel.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it a carousel.
Yep. Got it. Right, which is a pretty common pattern on
It's a pretty common pattern on mobile.
Quickly see
otherwise, otherwise we'll have to have them have a bar and stack and pretty much show all of them. And I want them to be able to quickly access the entire homepage.
Right.
As quickly as possible.
Nice, good
And
consideration.
then should they want to order, they can hit see more and show the entire list. Or they could do a quick ad for the
from right here.
From right here. So next, I'm gonna go on to this guy. He looks so happy.
He does. I want to support his business, you know?
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going for.
Yeah. I was like, this guy, I want to buy cookies from this guy.
He looks like the cookie man. The cookie man can. You ready? Let's
I feel like he's had like one too many cookies, though. It's like very hyper on the sugar. But he's very happy. because cookies
And-
are happy.
Cookie is happiness. All right, let's make this not that. It'll.
So you're kind of thinking about font sizes
I'm not
too.
thinking about font sizes as well.
Yep.
Because I want it to be readable. I mean, legible,
Yep.
not too small. Because some people might have difficulty seeing. Like my glasses, me. I have.
Oh, for sure.
glasses,
Me too.
so it's a little easier. So 12 is a good font size. Works. Let's see. Put that in the background. There we go.
Nice.
And for consistency, what was this? 166.40. Whoa, it's not 40.
You're just making sure button sizes.
I'm just
are
making sure the
same?
button sizes are the same.
Got it.
Because it's really jarring seeing completely different sizes of buttons everywhere sometimes.
Totally.
And we just want to slowly create this design system we're kind of thinking of.
Yep.
It's even great too. It's if you make these into an actual component and then paste them, if you change the master one, it
It all
changes all of them.
changes. I know.
And it makes life so much easier.
Yep. You don't need to go back in and now
Adjust
change
every single one.
everything.
All right. Next, or where we're at. Oh, I mean the shop.
Yep. Grab your cookie from the cookie jar. Shot.
Isn't that a song?
Yeah. Oh yeah. How does the song go?
Who stole the
Oh
cookie
yes,
from the cookie jar?
And you did like. Well, I remember doing like hand claps. Like I don't know.
Were you demonstrating?
Like,
How was
I don't
it?
know. Like no, maybe not.
stole
Maybe it's just
the
like this.
cookie?
Yeah. From the cookie jar. Alex stole the cookie.
I honestly, I probably would have stolen the cookie from the cookie
You're
jar.
like, how'd you know?
One of the reasons why I don't enjoy always being called Alejandro, because whenever they did, I was in trouble.
Oh,
And
right.
it's normally for stealing food. Like, who took my croissant? It's
like-
probably me.
Oh, do you have a? You need to steal people's food.
No, I mean, it was like my parents.
Oh yeah.
It was
yeah.
other
That's okay.
people.
Yeah, I was like, who are you stealing food from? Just your parents. That's understandable.
Everyone has one of those guilty pleasure foods. Yeah. Which app can we use for UX UI design except Illustrator and Photoshop?
Yeah, so we're using XD.
So we're using XD, which is, I think, an amazing app. What I love about this, I've been saying it this entire stream, is the tools they give you to make things so much easier on you. And it helps really let you focus more on the design than having to figure out, or I need to repeat all these components, all these assets. Everything is very quick, simple, and easy.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I think, XD is one of the newer programs in the Adobe family. I think we
is.
grew up with Photoshop and Illustrator. XD is specifically designed for UI UX design. So all the tools, number one, I think it's really lightweight. And by that, I mean just like fast and streamlined for UI UX design. It's a great tool and it's free. So make sure you use it if you haven't yet, and just play around with it. I think it just has a more, I think, like simplified set of tools, but those that are tailored to web design and product design. Versus I think I used to use Illustrator and Photoshop too for UI UX design, and there's a lot of awesome stuff on there, but there's also a lot of stuff that you don't need, and tools that aren't as specialized like this. So I always say though, like whatever tool you're fastest and most comfortable in, use that tool.
Yeah.
Tools are always changing, but XD is awesome. So
I highly recommend it. I love it. So now I'm just going ahead and redesigning this portion of where the shop is located. I'm bringing this down to about 35.
nice.
Most icons are at about a 60x2, depending on resolution.
Yeah.
I could go into an entire rabbit hole of just discussing icon design and how
You should. Maybe not now. But
Probably not now.
Yeah.
'Cause we got 15 minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and try to get this part done. I'm really glad I did the footer.
It's already there.
It's already there.
You don't
It's
need to
all
think
done.
about it
Don't even
again.
think about it again. Bringing this stuff down.
Nice.
I do love Illustrator for icon design.
Yes, yeah. Again, like I think each tool has their specialty. Like Photoshop is great for image editing, manipulation. Illustrator is great for creating vector assets and illustrations, as their names say. And Adobe XD.
And that thing they normally do.
Yeah, you know the thing. And then XD is great for UI UX and just kind of like digital, I think, design.
I also enjoy how everything connects. I could go from having Illustrator open, a
Drag it
vector,
in.
and then just copy, paste right into Adobe XD. And
Yep.
it's
For
all set to
sure.
go. I don't have to export anything. This is really big. Let's make this. This is the stuff that slows me down, is me getting really into the nitty-gritty of sizes, which is important.
Yes.
What do you think is the biggest thing that really brings down your workflow when designing something?
Breaks down my
Well, not breaks
workflow?
down, but
like,
slows it down.
Slows me down. I think for me, it's the copy.
The copy?
If I don't have copy to work with, like I can't. We did the whole session on this yesterday, but like I just can't design with Lorem. Like it drives me crazy.
Yes.
So like if I don't get any copy from the client, like I will spend, I think, too much time trying to like, I don't know, like I just get fixated on the words. Like words are super important to me. So then I just start thinking too much about the words and like what words make sense here. So I feel like that's where some probably inefficient use of time comes for me, at least. How about you? It's
definitely the pixel perfect thing.
Perfection.
As I'm designing out, I tend to look too far into it. Rather than just start putting things in and then coming for the polish, I sometimes get a little too ingrained into the actual pixels while I'm designing it out.
right.
And also one of them is the type, lorem ipsum.
Yeah.
And copyright.
The content.
The content.
For sure.
All right, so now I'm going ahead and redesigning the footer. It's a little easier.
Voodoo Val asks, how do you speed up your process or break through barriers when you do hit these walls?
I set time limits for myself.
Yes.
I go ahead and add a timer, like on my watch or on the desktop, and I have a set amount of time. If I see myself doing something like this, I tell myself, okay, put 5 minutes on the clock. You get 5 minutes to do this,
And then you gotta move on.
and then move on.
Yeah.
If I'm not done by the 5 minutes, that's
You come
it.
back.
I come back to it later.
And you probably will forget about it or go to something else.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
so
then do
then
it much quicker
must have
later.
been not as important as I thought it would be.
Yeah. That's
If I come back
an
to it later.
awesome tip. I started tracking all my time last year. So like I turn on timers for every single thing I do so that I can like be honest with myself about like, okay, Do-Hee, like you should not have spent like that outrageous amount of time doing this one thing. So yeah, timing is, I think, great pressure. Something I'll do is when I get stuck on something, like just send it to, if you have a team, send it to your team for quick feedback, just like a sanity check. Sometimes I'll ask one of my team members just to like work on it for like even like an hour or something so that I'm just not in my own head anymore.
No.
So yeah, if you ever feel like you're getting stuck, I think, if you can get quick feedback, if that will help, I think that just, if you're like, oh, I'm just trying to decide between these two things, I keep going back and forth between these two sizes, like probably can get some quick opinions on it and speed up the decision-making
just
process.
move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to know what the chat does.
Yeah, what do you guys do when you're stuck in a design process or?
Everyone goes through it.
Yeah,
So
everyone goes through it. I don't think it ever stops.
never.
I don't even know what that would feel like if it just like flowed naturally forever.
I think it would be like an autopilot,
Yeah, it wouldn't feel, I think, as what do you say, like,
personal.
or like fulfilling either, because I think there is some amount of like, oh, like I just want to make this work, and then you do, and you're like, cool, like I came up with this solution. Like, yeah, I don't know what it would feel like if it would just feel, if there's a such thing as like too easy. I don't know. But yeah, the time tip is a great tip.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's move this over. This is definitely too big. So let's go ahead and task 12-point font. Make these match. I'm not going to redesign these.
Yeah, you're just gonna pull those.
I'm just going to pull these.
And again, like maybe this is something where you decided, like at the end of the project, you're like, okay, I'm gonna go in and like tweak these more if you really wanted to.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
You're like,
I mean,
all right.
for now, these are placeholder icons. I always think it's best to, well, I guess not really design your own. Just make sure you could use those icons.
Yeah, for sure. Make sure. I mean, I think the nice thing about the ones from the plugin is that you can.
use
Those are all
this.
like licensed.
These are all licensed.
You're good to go. But yeah,
have to
often
work.
in the early stage, you might be working with placeholders, or like, yeah, maybe you're working on custom illustrations, but they're not ready yet. Like, who knows? So yeah.
The one thing I always worry is
Yeah.
the client will see those.
Oh,
and say, I like those.
totally.
I want those ones.
Yeah, that's always the what do you say? Like
The risk. Yeah.
of placeholders. You have to be extremely clear, I think. And even if you are clear, sometimes they just fall in love with something too much.
They just
and
want it.
It's,
It's
the,
like,
it's
okay,
a
well,
danger.
That is the danger. Mm-hmm. These icons are way too big. But you know what? They're going to work for now. Move this border.
Munir says if they have a creative block, they sleep, and most of the times I see the answer in my dreams. That's amazing.
Now, beer
There's a-
time. I like the creative team. Creative team knows how to have
Beer
the
time, you're like-
creative flow.
It's time for beer.
Those are fine. Beer and cookies.
Man, I can't. If I drink, I'll just like fall asleep. Well, then maybe I'll dream some solutions. So maybe that is a good time. Yeah, doing something physical. That's
helps, yeah, going
good
on a
too.
run.
Yeah, just clear your mind.
Keep in mind, I also do enjoy something physical, like physical activity, because you're very in the zone for that moment.
Yeah.
It's very,
You can't think about the
Presence.
work.
yeah, you can't really think about the work as much.
For sure.
So great. So we kind of have this going.
Nice.
And right now would be a good time for that timer. You get 2 minutes to work on this.
Well, you got the countdown clock.
I
so, yeah, I'm going to give you, what do you
I'm
want?
gonna give me a minute.
A
Let's do
minute to finish this footer.
Oh,
Putting time pressure on.
this feels like an episode of 24. You ever watch that show?
Yes. It's
When
like
they have that
anxiety.
countdown,
It's anxiety
so-
inducing.
It is.
Oh my god, all right, just also remember like in college or something when you'd have like papers due at like midnight.
Oh,
and I'm like,
man.
it's 11:59. I was never the person who did things like early. I'll use all the time that I'm given to do something.
Wait. You would use all the time?
Yeah, like if the deadline is like 2 p.m., I will do it through 2 p.m. Like I don't know. I wish I was a person who was like, oh wow, I got it a day early. It's never happened. You got like 10 seconds, bro.
I could do it in 10 seconds. Yes. I got this.
Should I count down for you? 4, 3,
No.
2, 1. We'll give you 10 more
Did
race
it.
seconds.
No, it's did it. I
Okay.
did it.
Okay.
We good. Oh no. Why didn't I group these?
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. See? No problem.
That time pressure is really important. Now you gotta move on.
So now I gotta move on.
Yeah.
So I was able to do this. I was able to go ahead and show how the resize from the desktop goes to mobile. It's pretty quick.
Yeah, that was pretty quick. Because we finished desktop today as well as moving to mobile,
Yes.
which is nice.
And it didn't take too long.
Nope.
And it's great. You could prototype in XD as well. So if I wanted to, I could make this menu.
Yep.
And yeah, let's do an overlay.
And yeah, if you guys haven't submitted portfolios yet and you want to, make sure you submit them in the next couple minutes, as we'll be diving into portfolio reviews soon.
Yep. So
You prototyped like a clickable.
I prototyped clickable. I
Nice.
can see it real quick.
Yeah. Nice. And that's the great thing about XD too. If you guys are new to the program, you can do these prototypes within the app itself. So really, if you're presenting the design, I mean, I think how you present the design is like half the battle. So you're able to, you know, try to make it a little bit more realistic. And because I think as designers, we have an easier time. Like I can always kind of imagine how it goes from static mock-ups to like a dynamic product. But for a lot of clients or other teammates, it might be hard for them to visualize. So showing these prototypes is not only a good way to test your designs, but also to just communicate the idea and sell your designs to whoever you're presenting it to. And that adds that layer of polish.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. So we have 3 minutes left. I can...
What would you do next?
If I were to do something next,
yeah.
I would go ahead and start designing this order page.
Cool.
And these cards. So what I wanted to do was use this menu, and I'll zoom in a second, so that this cart would have this menu come down like this.
Got it.
And have them see, hey, this is my cart. They don't have to transition to a different screen.
Yeah.
And I feel that's important because you don't want to move them away from the order page if you don't have to.
Yeah.
And keep them there to maybe get them to add a few more cookies if they like.
Yeah. You don't want them to change their mind.
No.
You're like, I'll take you this way. And you're like, oh, no, I'm not going to buy this cookie.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things this person is buying a lot of cookies. But yeah, and then I would go ahead and flesh out the order page as well as the title card. If they were to click one of these, you have to give them an option of how much. So if I were to click here, this would come out. There'll be maybe a dark overlay in the back to really make them fixate on this particular card. Add a number and add to cart. And it's very quick. It's a view of what they'll be adding to their shopping cart.
I think we talked about this yesterday. Like, I think you can even tell in the wireframes that this is going to be like a mobile-friendly component. Like those little pop-ups are, you know, designed so it's not like a full screen thing or you're going to have to completely rejigger for mobile. Like we're thinking about the fact that these elements are going to need to be used in mobile, and because they're such key elements too, you want to, just thinking about what do you say, like translatability, like just usability across different breakpoints.
Munir, I really hope I said that right, had a question. What can designer focus on besides design when he makes a startup? When he's in a startup?
Yeah, I think that's a big question. I think it depends on your role. If you are the CEO or if you're the creator of a startup, to me, like the business plan, like...
The business plan, there's a lot. I mean, research.
Yes.
There are specific roles for research as well. Testing. The system infrastructure for the actual app.
Yeah.
Like how will the system react to certain user inputs.
I think scalability. Like,
scalability is big.
When you're just starting out and you're a small company, there might be things we're building just for the sake of building that, and then there's other things you're going to need to build or design and build with the knowledge that your business is going to quickly scale and hopefully and quickly grow, and you don't want to have to be redesigning things every single time. So
creating that foundation, essentially.
A
nice solid foundation, an MVP.
For sure.
This minimum viable product foundation that you could build other things on top of.
Yep.
Because as you go along, it gets harder and harder to go back to that beginning and redo that.
It's way harder.
It's so much harder
later down the road than kind of figuring out a system in the beginning. So and I think that applies to all like aspects of if you're starting a startup, like whether it's design or operations or whatever. It's like thinking about how the system is going to scale and keep up with your growing business.
What was did you ever have the very challenging scale?
Oh, totally. Because I think we get it all the time. Oh, it's time for portfolio review. Oh, we'll get back to this.
We'll get back to that.
But I think we are going to go to space before we go to portfolio review.
I heard the moon is made of cheese.
Oh, what if the moon is a giant cookie? So we'll be right back with portfolio review, but we'll meet you in space for portfolio review. It's a very strange thing we're doing. Yeah. Woo! Where are we?
I don't know.
Can you hear me?
Can we breathe? Bit. Can you breathe?
Is it oxygen safe?
I'm not sure. Can you check?
You're like, I can't see. I don't have my glasses on.
All right.
I think it's safe for us to come out. All right. Where are we? Well, we're in portfolio space.
I didn't know space rocks are made out of chocolate chips.
Yes. Did you eat some?
A little bit.
Were they good? Can you tell we're hungry in space? Okay. I'm gonna take these off because I think we're safe. Yeah. But yes, while we went to space, we've been given a couple of portfolios to review. We're very excited. This is a new territory and land for us.
Whoa.
So looks like today we're gonna look at Emra's portfolio. Looks like we're doing this again with more clear format. So perhaps we've looked at this before, I'm not sure. But so it's new to us, and we'll be giving feedback on, let's just take a look. And I think, Emra, if you're on the chat and there's specific things you want feedback on, let us know in the chat. But otherwise, we'll kind of dive in, do a general review. And if you guys have too, like looking at Emra's portfolio, have specific questions about like how we might be looking at the portfolio, or if there's, I don't know, questions about portfolio reviews in general, let us know. Oh, I see Emra on the chat.
Hey!
Okay, cool. Awesome.
Off the bat, I love that.
Yes,
that looks
agree.
Gorgeous.
Awesome intro. I thought this was like a professional graphic that Adobe had made while we were in space, because I was like, oh, is that like the new like portfolio review like logo? So it looks super polished. I think a great like introduction to yourself. Looking good. So now, okay, so going into, looks like we've got like an app design. I'm just gonna do like a quick scroll first. Branding. Got it. I always like to do kind of like a quick scroll first, and then we can dive into specifics.
Which also mimics what most people will be doing when you go into portfolio. A lot of it's like a really quick scroll to have an idea of who this person is,
right?
What they design, what are their
absolutely
what are their strengths are in.
For sure. So it looks like Emra has a range of experience in like app design, a lot of branding, maybe some like print collateral design. Something I think I did notice was like I see a consistency in your work of like a specific style starting to emerge. So I thought that was encouraging. I think one thing that I always look for in a portfolio is like writing. I think we kind of talked about this to like, if this was what you were sending to a potential employer or, usually, that's what or a potential client, I think what we'd be interested in is just like a little bit more context about what this project is.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, I think, looking into it like, oh, what was the challenge here?
So Emra's saying this is a mixed portfolio for general days.
Got it. Right.
Yeah.
So I think it's still good to, you might not need to do like a deep dive into every project, but even like a 1 or 2 sentence of like, this is I'm not sure what this app is called, but, this is your, I think this is their like resume. Sorry, I'm looking closer. Right, but maybe.
So I think that's that you hit a point there, just you not knowing what it is.
Right.
Is something that maybe should be, kind of tinkered with, reworked, make it very apparent.
Right. I think this is a playful way to do it, but to me it wasn't super obvious that this was your resume. I thought this was an app design that you had done. I think it looks really cool, but maybe there's a way to present this in a way where it immediately kind of reads like, oh, this is how I learn more about Emra. But again, I think just a technical thing too is, we're looking at this on a laptop screen and it's still difficult for me to read the text sizes on this. So if this is information that is very important to communicate for you, I would just consider a different format that showcases this information better. But I think it's cool where you're headed, like with it clearly tells me like you're in like the design, world of wanting to communicate this in a way that feels, I don't know.
I like the creativity.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting, creative. Maybe, like you were saying earlier, we work it to make a bit more apparent.
Yeah. Or if you were going to keep it in this mobile format, maybe even prototyping it so that it's like one screen at a time. Like,
yes.
You can
It's
still
a little
leverage what you
overwhelming.
have. Yeah. Because and then it makes it easier for someone to focus on one screen and read about you and learn about you. Now going into, I think also it'd be cool, like if you, again, we think this is like a awesome intro. Maybe like a little bit about you or what you might be looking for. Maybe that is in this sentence here. Will spread over the world in my lifetime. Like I always like to know how a designer like describes themselves, or if you're looking for a job with this portfolio, like what kind of opportunities you're looking for, or what you like to do, so that if I was hiring for a certain position, like I can immediately, every designer has their strengths or where they want to head, and you don't need to be the jack of all trades. So I kind of want to know, like, what do you want to be known for? So maybe including that in your portfolio, and right in the beginning with this awesome attention-grabbing logo. Now taking a look at their branding. I think it's cool to I love seeing these kind of like style guide sort of overviews. We love professional mock-ups. I think it really makes a difference in a branding project.
It really does. It really gives people an idea of what it's gonna look like.
Yeah, but I think even this too, like you have some cool graphics, and I think even just a little blurb to tell me like, I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce this, Pohorier Resort?
I'm not gonna try.
Yeah, I'm butchering it. But maybe telling us like this is a resort in XYZ place. We wanted to evoke like modern, sophisticated look to attract a certain kind of clientele or something like that. So it tells me like, oh, like I understand where the design decisions are coming from, and like just appreciate your work more. Like you want people to know all the hard work that went into this.
Yeah.
So
a lot of it involves a lot of research. Like, why did you decide to do it that way? Is this a luxury hotel?
Right. Maybe.
Is this is this a 4 to 5 star hotel, or is this maybe a mid resort?
So just letting us, just kind of cluing the reader or whoever might be looking at your portfolio into, oh, okay, that totally makes sense. Like, ooh, they did a really good job, like creating that vibe. So just setting up your intentions and telling a story. I think you mentioned this a lot yesterday. Like designers are storytellers, and how we present the design is also part of our story.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. And I think, okay, so if this is, maybe this is still the same. No, I think this might be a separate project.
No, I think those two are the same, right? That one and...
Yeah, this is the same one, right? Yeah, these two. So again, maybe creating a little break here. If you were imagining someone scrolling through this portfolio, like, now the next project is XYZ, and here's what we did. That's super cute. Looks like there's a lot of travel-related projects here. So maybe that could be something in your intro too. Like I specialize in like travel and hospitality design, or that's what I love to do. Like I love to travel, and my designs are inspired. Like I just want to know a little bit more about you, and like kind of like what inspires your design and your design approach as well. Yeah, I'm seeing a theme of, I think, travel.
It does. It looks a lot like travel. Distance.
Yep, for sure. Oh, this is so cute.
I like that. I wonder how they made that.
Did you illustrate this yourself? Because it's pretty awesome. Here's their, I think, logo folio. I assume that means like logo portfolio. So yeah, I did want to kind of know, like, I think a lot of designers do this, like where they show kind of an overview of all of their like miscellaneous logos they've done. But maybe just telling us that, or I could also see these presented in a more consistent way, like, I don't know, like a distinct grid of all the logos or something.
I do have to say the visuals are great.
Yeah, visuals are great. They're polished. So yeah, to me, I think the biggest opportunity here is just add a little bit of
background information.
Yeah, background
on it.
information and guidance.
For instance, like that dark red,
This one?
I don't know if you go up a little bit more. It's like that one. There it goes, logo folio.
Yeah.
It looks great, but I don't know
what it is,
brand or what the industry is. For example, if that's for a kid's toy, it would be completely.
I think this is their cover page for the logos. But yeah, we'd want. I think it's a good indicator that we're questioning kind of what is what the intention of this is. So, but yeah, I think the graphics are there. It's just a little bit more of that storytelling to create that whole package.
So maybe we should move on
to the next one. All right, I just wanted to take.
Emerald says you mostly use Illustrator.
Yeah, which is great. I think that comes across in your work.
It does. I think he's really good at it.
Yeah, thank you for your precious time. I think that's always a nice touch too. Always.
Thank you for your precious time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because people do have to look. I don't have to, but they do look through these things.
Yeah.
So it's not to be appreciated. Do that.
Awesome. But thanks for sharing that with us. Yeah, I think our biggest kind of feedback is incorporate a little bit of storytelling and guidance for your user so that whoever's reading it can really appreciate your work and appreciate all the hard work you've done.
And it's very UX. It's constant reiteration of
oh, totally.
portfolio.
I feel like a designer's portfolio is never done.
Oh,
it's never done. It's never
I'm
done.
always tinkering with mine. It's constant.
All right. Then we've got... Ooh. Let me grab this link here. Oh, no. I'm having technical difficulties.
Maybe copy.
Open link.
Oh,
does that work? Oh, cool. Okay, we're doing Munir's portfolio. I've seen you in the chat before, so your name is familiar to me. Let's see. So looking at their Behance account in general. So Munir, do you use this as kind of like your? Is this the link you send out as your portfolio? I'm just curious. Let's see.
I do agree with that. My Behance is quite a bit different from my actual portfolio.
Yeah.
But if this is your main portfolio, I always recommend making sure you have some background information, as we were speaking about earlier, and the story and what your mind was at, where your mind was at when you were designing this.
Yeah. And I think, let's say this is the link you send out for applications or jobs or anything like that. I would be, I think one thing you could work on is making sure that these kind of thumbnail images are consistent, or maybe show a certain style so that it feels intentional. I think you could totally use this as your portfolio, but it could use a little bit more, intention in terms of, I don't know, making sure maybe you pick a color and it's like the Munir color or a specific typeface or something. So it's like all these little thumbnails are like, oh, I am on Munir's portfolio.
Yeah, it reminds me of we were going over yesterday the creative challenge and the bookmarks.
Yes.
And sometimes it's kind of hard to have your eyes lead to one particular thing. It kind of glazes over all of it. And this is kind of the same feeling I'm getting.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to look at or click on, or I think having the consistency with each cover image will help the user be like, okay, cool, these are all his projects, or these are all their projects, and I'm gonna decide to click on this one. It kind of levels the playing field versus oh, I don't know what to do next.
Yeah, what I like right there, that one has a tag saying UI UX.
Yes.
That's great. I immediately know what that's for, what I'll be getting into.
Yeah, I love that too.
Munir said to check the first one.
This one, the UI UX one. Oh, so maybe that's their portfolio.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I love that. I think immediately we're like, wow, that's beautiful. We love that you're creating some context for us. So Wallety is an e-wallet app that offers users the ability to track their credit cards and debit card balances and reward cards. So it's it's your wallet on the phone. So I love that you're giving us a story. We know what the app is about. And if we couldn't tell from the visuals, which we might not be able to tell.
Now that logo reminds me of, you ever watch Alien?
See, I did, but I don't remember anything. I'm the worst pop culture partner for you.
It looks like the Whale in Yutani logo.
I'm sorry.
Someone in the chat probably does know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, please appreciate Alex's knowledge
of pop culture references.
It's awesome. I'm not a good appreciator.
It's just an indicator I watch too much TV. All right, so
Yeah.
that splash page, going back, it looks great.
It does look great, and it looks polished. It
looks
tells
really
me
polished.
you really put the work into not only doing the work, but for presenting your work, and you're serious about your work.
Yeah.
Understanding the challenge, I love that. Like, to me, I love this kind of stuff from a designer because it tells me they're able to talk about their work
Yeah.
and that they're able to present their work, which is, again, a very important role that we have. Because we never work in isolation, right? We're always on a team. We're with clients.
Hopefully.
Where our job is by default a communicator. So I think just practicing writing like this is super, super helpful. Like even for me, like for everything I send over to clients, I have like an essay or a video recording. Like I'll never just like send over whatever that's due. Like
Yeah, you have to give evidence. It's very evidence-based. Why did you decide to use this color? And that's one thing I think people should always ask themselves as they're designing something.
Right.
Why did you decide to use, let's say, that pink color for the resize cookie shop? Well, because it invoked these feelings, and this is the feel I wanted for the entire tone of the site.
just I think being able to back up your decisions. I think we already kind of in the visual world get some bad raps about like, oh, it seems so easy or whatever.
Yes.
But it is like we all know it's a thought. It's a process that requires a lot of thought. But okay, going back to Munir's one. But yeah, I love that kind of initial splash. Then we get into like the nitty gritty intro, and then we're taking a look at the style guide. I think it looks beautiful. I think one question I have about the gradients, I see the subtleties, but I wonder if all of the subtleties need to be there. Like, is it going to be challenging for other people to implement this?
Gradient?
Yeah, with these kind of subtly different gradients. Like, I'd be curious as to why there's these different types of gradients, or maybe like in what cases we use one or the other. Especially these first three to me look like particularly similar. So in that case, I always ask myself, like, is there an opportunity to consolidate? And if not, then making that distinction very clear, like when to use one or the other.
Yeah, how important are those 4 gradients in the designs?
And if you're just like, hey, these are some examples of gradients and there can be others like this, then I think it's cool to show like these varieties. But yeah, you wanna, like, if I were to pick this up as a, let's say, I don't know, this wallet app hired another designer and you handed this document off to them, you kind of want to know, like, you want to make it clear to them, like, this is why this is here.
Yeah.
Typography. Oh, this is such a cute little.
That looks so nice.
Yeah, it looks cute. Little icons. I think that looks great. Interactive prototype. Oh my god, I love that.
It looks really good.
He's
doing an amazing job.
Yeah. I think one note I have, just like, I know, I'm like I'm nitpicking. To me, the buttons on the app themselves are a little low contrast for me from the background. So like, I like the look, but from a usability point of view, you might want to think about a higher contrast button, so it feels like a button versus.
The shadows do a pretty good job of
the
trying to do that,
one.
but it's very tough to distinguish them. Maybe inverting the colors. Or,
Yeah.
You don't have to stray too far from your design materials just yet, but it's very difficult to see.
Access using fingerprint. I love that. I love these also, like, I don't know if you guys can see it in the cast, but Munir has these kind of like subtle shapes in the presentation, and like, to me, it just makes the whole presentation feel even more dynamic. But again, I think this all goes to show how much attention you put into this project's presentation, and like, as someone who's reviewing a portfolio, like, I really appreciate that level of detail. But yeah, this is sick. I mean, sick as in awesome. I don't know if that translates to people around the world.
Are you starting to explain
really
slang?
Cool, yeah. That's really cool.
Welcome back to Slang Explanator.
Yeah, I'm like,
Adobe
that's
Live.
sick. Yeah, this looks, and wow, you've really thought of a lot of different use cases and demoing the different, and the animations are killer. So, no, I think this looks amazing.
There it goes, user research.
Some user research. This is really cool. Again, I think this kind of goes back to like your early process too. User personas.
which are so great.
Yeah.
I love having user personas.
Yep.
Once I've done a lot of the legwork for research, because it really gives you a nice
Sketching.
direction.
Totally. And I love that, like, I actually think it's really smart, at least for, I guess it depends on what kind of job you're looking for. But to me, I love that you, like, really grasped me with these, like, super cool visuals. And then still presented this. But, like, to me, maybe if you led with this, it might have been, like, I might have been like, oh, like, it's a little too much information. So I think you did a smart job, at least catering to me, like, showing the flashy stuff first and then kind of going into the more nitty-gritty stuff. Although I love seeing the wires
is
too. This is
great.
awesome.
Is that the user flow?
Yep. User flows and wires for each of the screens. But yeah, I love that you're showing us your process, which I think is super, super cool.
And really important. It's something that can be easily missed.
Yeah. Great
Overlooked.
job. That was awesome.
That was great. I'm inspired. Now
I know,
go
me
back
too.
And kind of rework
I know.
mine.
So yeah, I think taking a step back, I think we have time to review one more project. Let's see.
You have another one?
Is there one that appeals to you?
It's a pigeon one. Is that the top? Is that a banner?
Oh yeah, I think this
No.
is a banner.
I would love to
Can't
find
click
that
on the
pigeon.
Oh, this one? This
There
one?
he goes. Bird
Oh,
logo with golden ratio.
That's very pretty. Cool.
We find a UX one, maybe?
Yeah, sure.
Let's
We
see.
have a couple minutes. Try and choose. I feel like a lot of these are like graphic design ones. But I think that's really interesting, Munir. Like, most of your work is, I mean, aside from the first one we saw, is like graphic design, and to see this like super awesome and robust UI UX
Yeah.
project, like, keep doing these, because I think it's a really cool skill set that you have, and like, you're awesome at it. And just seeing the whole case study was, I think, really impressive.
Yeah, I think he mentioned Logofolio.
Logofolio, great. Is Logofolio like a common term? Because our previous, what was her name? Emra also used that term. And I was like, I've never really heard that, but I mean, I get what it is. So, all right, anyone who makes logos is a friend of mine. Here's a collection of my work for different clients through the years. Again, love that you set us up into what we're gonna be looking at. It might seem really obvious to us because we're very familiar with our own work, but it really is nice when you go that extra mile. Cool.
I like that. Wallet plus infinity.
It's so
a wallet.
cute. Wallet-y. San Remo pizza. Oh, this is so cute. Seek pet.
Is that a dog?
Yeah, it looks
Is
like
it a
little
polar bear?
Oh yeah, I thought it was kind of like a bear.
I thought it was a
Kinda
bear.
Well,
Don't
I
think we're
like
allowed to
this.
have bears and
Maybe
pets.
like little ears. I don't know. I thought it was cute.
I like it.
Music. Oh, it is Music Knox. Knox. Nice. What I love about the presentation is, like, again, there's that intention in the presentation. You have this same slide format with the white, then white and black to create a little bit of cadence. I think you've been really smart in presenting your work.
I love that type.
This Asma Boutique.
Is that the new? I think that's the fashion brand.
Yeah,
that-
like a little like Art Nouveau, maybe. I don't even know what you would call that. Art Deco? Is that the right name?
kind of feels like it. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's really rad. JK fashion brand, Wateria. Oh, here's that pigeon one you like. Bird love. So cute. I think it's also, you've done a really smart job, like, presenting it in the black and white. Again, like,
Yeah.
it's consistent, so we're paying attention to the logo with every screen, right? Yeah, I think that looks great. I think what I'd like to see too, like, it's clear to me that you have a lot of experience, and kind of moving forward, like, if there's a specific style of logo that you like the most or you want to be known for, maybe just curating a little bit more.
Yeah, make it a bit more streamlined.
Yeah, because I think sometimes, just having a tighter collection can say a lot more about your work than showing all of the work. So yeah, if there's kind of a style you like, I think, something I'm seeing, like, pattern-wise is, like, you like these kind of, like, reversed, what do you call that, like a knockout design.
It's like white space.
Yeah, which I think is cool. So I don't know if there are certain things that you want to start being known for, getting more work for. I think just highlighting those would be kind of my tip. But anything from you?
I think everything's great. I always appreciate seeing people use empty space.
Yeah.
I feel I always try to do that. I'm not as good at doing so, but yeah, so I think it looks great. I agree with all the points you just said.
Cool.
And yeah, we have 5 minutes. If you have any other questions.
Yeah.
2 minutes left.
Actually, it is time for us to go.
Okay.
But thanks so much, guys, for joining. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun.
Designing the cookies. And this makes me very hungry. And thank you guys for tuning in and just being, willing to share your work with us. And we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah. Thank you.